Yeah. So I'm going to move to the next part of the
Okay.
conversation because now that we have friends, I noticed a very interesting thing, and I'm going to share a very vulnerable story that I had. I was sitting in my office tonight, and I was remember just turning left and right and thinking to myself, what do I do? What do I do here? What I don't have anything to do. And then I thought to myself, maybe I should go to Monsey to visit my friend Mahul. And then I said, listen, Mahul, you're a Monsey. You can also hear me from here. And Mahul, I said, find me something to do. I'm a bocher. I'm skylighting do. Give me something to do. So then a minute later, my friend messaged me, come over, and that's where I met you. And a second part of that is that exactly a week ago, I made a list of guests that I want to have on my podcast, and I wrote down 5 names. Um, I think I wrote like Joe Dispenza and Ezra Max, if you know him, and I wrote Shlome Ehrlich. So I noticed that by talking to by talking it out and saying it out there, it came
It
true. And also
attracts
by
it.
writing it down to Hashem, I attracted it. So I want to get to the point of speaking to Hashem and how important that is. Um, can you elaborate on that? Because for many people, they have no choice but to talk to Hashem because He sees and knows everything, but He also answers right away. Because I ask Him for that. I'm a little bit impatient sometimes. So I ask Him, B'Shefa, please help me. And I say that just like He can give us things in the physical world, He can definitely give us feelings because He's at the switching station. So if I ask Him, B'Shefa, please give me calmness, give me peace of mind, help me feel love, help me feel validated. A feeling is in our eyes even easier for Him to give us. So what is it? How powerful is it to speak out to Hashem?
I like to be very realistic. Um, a lot of people are very betrayed of talking to Hashem because they asked for many things and it didn't happen. Many people are very innocent and gullible when they're young, and they're told that you're gonna daven, you're gonna get it.
Wow.
And I personally, it's not based on my thoughts, it's based on the thoughts that, I'm very into Sefer Hasidus, the original few generation Talmid of Hashem. I don't see it in there anywhere where it says, you'll do this, you get that. You
Wow.
daven to Hashem. And it's true. I'm going to share with you a beautiful story about the van that I picked up today. Just I said a word yesterday and I got a crazy story. But the point is, the worst thing someone could there are certain baladashunim, which are amazing people, but this part I totally disagree with them. Maybe they for themselves have a very high level of memina, and they get certain things sometimes because, I don't know, conversation. But you can't come and preach to people, he's daven and you'll get it. Hashem says no. I want to tell you something, and then we'll get to Ehrlich, the power of Tefillah, which
Yeah.
I do believe in the power of Tefillah. I have a school, right? I told you I opened up a school. I opened up a high school a half a year ago for girls that don't belong in the system, girls that are on smartphones, on social media, but very normal, healthy girls.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place in Monsey. It's one of my major projects, Baruch Hashem, that Hashem gave me towards my. One day I had a girl came over to me. I give a shiur over there every day for 1 hour. It's called a thinking class. Instead of calling it a shkufa class, we call it a thinking class. And girls ask me any question they want about life, Yiddishkeit, whatever they want, then we ask. Or I bring up topics. We talk about trust, we talk about all kinds of relationships, life, and Yiddishkeit, Shabbos, whatever they want. So a girl comes over to me, such a tamimus, on a shumer from a different world. Obviously, she struggles with tzinius and andere Sachen. And unfortunately, her own family is judging her. I don't judge them for judging her.
Exactly.
But they judge her and they think that because she has this. But I know her when she asks, she's, all of these neshamas are tzaddikim, real tzaddikim. So she asked me such a tamimus. She says, Rabbi, I want to ask you a question. I asked Hashem so hard for something that I need, a small thing. And I gave away from myself. I took upon and I said, if you give it l'chtilim, and I did sneers a few days, from here to here, whatever it is. I'm giving up. Hashem is not interested. I told Hashem, it's filling my head while she was talking to me. You got to give me something to answer, like on the spot.
Wow.
Hashem gave me an unbelievable answer, which was mamish true that was happening in my house. I said, my son, my three sons, my three little ones, they need to go for a well visit, and some of them needed vaccines, the regular vaccine. I'm not talking about COVID vaccine. I give vaccines to regular kids. And Tati, he's scared of the shot. So for 2 weeks, he was begging me, and he went to sleep on time, and he didn't fight with his brother. Did I give in to him? No, the best thing for him is to get that shot.
Wow.
Even whatever good he'll do, whatever he'll daven to me, whatever he'll ask me, so I said, Tzaddik, I'll give you other things, but this is for your favor. No, but the daven he's too young, he doesn't get it. So I told her, Hashem, listen to you, but he said you need to get that vaccine, or you cannot get that thing that you wanted. I know it's not good for you now.
Wow.
I'll give it to you next time. It does not mean that it didn't listen to you. So just to understand the power of tefillah is sometimes, and then I want to add one more thing to prove what I said a minute ago. The cipher is called Paleoids, the first Paleoids, from Rabbi Papa. He writes a very interesting thing. He says there are 3 types of gezeiros from Himmel, from Shemaim, that could happen in this world. Some gezeiros, in other words, Hashem says, this person has to wait till this and this time to get engaged. This person's going to have to wait till he's going to make money. It has to do with the amount of tefillahs. If you daven a certain amount of tefillah, you'll get it. Like we see Moshe Rabbeinu, he wanted to go into Eretz Yisrael, and he davened v'eschana al Hashem, v'eschana is 515. 515 times he made a whole tefillah, and it says Chazal, if you daven one more tefillah, he would have gotten into Eretz Yisrael. Hashem made that he shouldn't, because Hashem knew it was not good for him to go into Eretz Yisrael. So he says the one gezeira has to do with the amount of tefillah. Other gezeiras that come down in this world have to do with the amount of time. You could daven from today till tomorrow.
Wow.
You could do whatever. This person has to get healed at this day. And that day, that moment, he's going to find the best medicine. He's going to find the perfect doctor. And we've seen many people throughout life, at a certain time, they struggle with something for years and boom.
Yeah.
And then he says, certain gezeiras are never going to change. Hashem says no. I mean, we can see it in this world. If someone, Chaz Hashem, was amputated the leg, it's a gezeira that's not going to turn back. Loses a child, it's a gezeira that's not going to turn back. I mean, but it's not. So, we don't know what the gezeira is, or what it is. Is it have to do with time, the amount of tefillah? So that's why we daven. But you cannot come and tell people that you're going to daven, you're going to get it. Hashem does not want to give it to me. He knows it's not good for him.
Yeah.
So, Lamasa, we still have to daven. Why? We daven to Hashem because He doesn't know what we need. He knows what we need. When we daven, we become purified. Our ego gets lower and lower. An egoist cannot daven. If I have ego, I cannot ask my wife for a favor.
Wow.
I'm going to make her that she wants to give it to me, right? Or a person. Egoists will never ask you, do me a favor. They're not going to do that.
Wow.
Because it's shedding another layer of our ego, so our relationship to Hashem gets closer. So Hashem takes away from us something sometimes. Says, daven, and yes, you're going to get it, because the goal is not you need to daven to get it. You need to get closer to Hashem to get it, because the whole reason He took it away from you is He wanted to get closer to you.
Wow.
So even if you daven and it's excited, it's not going to change. You're still getting closer. The purpose of tefillah is still there. And it's awesome feeling of feeling close to Hashem. Hashem, Rifa'ini Hashem, you don't know that can heal. The Kaab Hashem for good. Burach Halayni, give me panus. It's even if He doesn't want to give it to me, I surrender every single time I daven with the M. It's not just saying the words like a robot. I surrender to a much deeper level, and I get much, much closer to Hashem. And in turn, I have a better life, and a better life the world to come. And mission accomplished. Now Hashem says you can have it. You got there.
Wow, so beautiful. So yeah, to the concept of davening, I heard a good saying, don't ask for a bus ticket, ask for a Rolls Royce, because it's the same amount of energy. But to the second part that you said, no, so meaning that people ask for so many short-term little things. Ask for your real ge'ilah, something that you really want and something that can really change your life. Ask
the problem is that most people, most people daven only when they're lacking something.
Yeah.
Imagine there would be a challah baking or for someone, or we light 15 minutes early the Shabbos candles, or Chevre Tehillim, every time something goes good. Our neighbor is a chusin geworden. The Chavayrim get together. We're going to learn 5 minutes today.
Yeah.
The Maranaim says, one of my main sfurim, the Heilige Maranaim,
Yeah.
Nachum Tznovel, he says that if you would, if people would constantly get closer to Hashem through the good that He gives you, He will never have to give you the bad.
Wow.
He says it like, oh, he does it in the words, it sounds like he's giving a guarantee. If every time you have something good, you get closer to Hashem, neem de Gilter hebben zijn sigaar teruggeet. Automatically, why should it go back?
I happen to agree that I'm a little bit ashamed to say that I do feel that way. When I am not feeling well, or I'm not doing so well in life, or something is bothering me, I just run to Hashem a lot more than when something is going well. So the outcome of this podcast for me personally is going to be to start really celebrating. And Gedaliah Fencer talks a lot about celebrating something before it even happened.
Sure.
Why?
Because that's a minna.
Right.
It's real a minna.
Yeah. So this is my personal thing that I take from this is going to be this, to start celebrating the wins. And I'm going to make, I don't know, either a point system or something where it really gets celebrated. And one of the actual things that I do is every night when I go into bed, I thank for my day, but I thank for the littlest, smallest things that happen, which can be a smile from the gas station, from the guy filling up the tank, or so that my mind learns to find for these little things. But I am going to say I don't celebrate the good things. And I think that most people don't. Right. And so it's super powerful that we start doing that. That's a very strong point. In terms of davening, I also learned this to not ask for a specific outcome, because how do I know what I need? Right. But to ask Hashem that be with me in this situation, not just be with me because I know you're with me. Please help me remember that you are with me at all times. And also I ask him, please help me in my journey. Give me the next step, please. Whatever that is for you, because you know everything. You've helped me till now. Steve Harvey says your success rate on surviving bad days is 100% because you are still here.
Right.
So please help me with my next step in my journey. And I'm proud to say, I never thought I'm going to say this because this is so private and personal. But every time I ask him for it, he answers me. Yeah. And he gives me the message, the clue, the person, the hint, sometimes
I'll
even
tell you why, it says that Hashem, the tefillahs that you ask to get rachnias, that there is a guarantee on that one.
Wow.
So you ask Hashem, I want to be matzliach
right.
in my mission in this world. He has to give it to you because there's no.
You're asking it for him.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever you want to do in your journey, even if it's fanus, it's everything towards getting close to your mission in this world, and that means the mission what Hashem wants you to do, and getting close to Hashem. That's why you're seeing the hatzlucha, because whatever you ask, show me my next step, meaning Hashem, what's my next step to get close to you? In other words, because at the end of the day, everything you're doing, or this podcast is hopefully going to make some people's lives a little easier or clearer, So whatever you're doing, you stand for something so amazing. Eliyu.
Thank you.
So that's going to give you, so that's all you have to have to Shemaya.
Yeah, that is amazing.